Are you someone who suffers with neck pain? Well, you're not alone. This is super common, and in this video I want to explain why, and I want to give you 3 top tips to help you with that neck pain. Oh, and if you're somebody who works at a desk, hang around to the end of the video because I've got a bonus 4th tip specifically for people working at a desk. So let's go. Thanks for checking out this channel. I'm John, head therapist here at John W Sports Injury. I'm striving to help you do 3 simple things. Get to know your body a bit better, get rid of pain and weakness so that you can strive on and hit your health and well-being goals. But let's talk about a common one, neck pain. Now, why is this so common? Well, we have multiple muscles in this area, but some of these big, bulky upper trap fibers are ones that we're going to talk about in particular today. Now, these are the fibers that run from our shoulder right up into kind of the base of our skull. So these are muscles that have a tendency to become super tight. Why does this happen? Well, naturally, we tend to elevate our shoulders. This can be if we're tired, this can be if we're stressed, this can actually just be a postural change that has happened over time. But what can happen is if we elevate those shoulders, these muscles get shorter and tighter. We can develop trigger points commonly in these kind of areas here, and then that can all result in neck pain. So I want to give you 3 tips. Well, 1 tip, 1 stretch, 1 strengthening exercise to help you out in order to get rid of that. So firstly, my tip. Well, my tip here is that I find that heat can work very well around neck-related pain. So using things like hot water bottle into the area before you move on to our next 2 tips can be really helpful, or even a hot bath. So if you're suffering with that neck pain, you feel tight, sore in these muscles, heat can be super effective in helping that out. The next thing is, in order to resolve or start to help these symptoms, is to be stretching out that area. Now, how do we stretch that area? Well, I mentioned at the start of the video, it runs from our shoulder to our base of our head. So whenever we're trying to do a stretch, what we want to do is pull the muscles 2 attachments apart from each other to create a stretch. So what we want to do is we want to hold our shoulder down, and you can literally hold the shoulder down and then you can take the head away from that point. And what you should feel here is a stretching through that area. And if you're someone who's particularly tight in that area, you will notice that straight away. Remember, our stretching doesn't have to be aggressive, but if you want to make it a little bit harder, you can put your arm behind your back to really fix that shoulder down and then stretch off to the side. You might feel a little clunk in there. What that is literally doing there is air escaping from the joint, a change in pressure in your spinal joint. That's another indicator that we might be a little bit tight in the area. But we want to then hold that for 30 seconds. And these are stretches that you can be doing throughout the day, 2-3 times, in order to start to increase the resting length of those muscle fibers and to make them less tight. You then do the same on the other side. Again, you can fix that arm in if you want, or hold the shoulder down, or do both and take that head away. And you'll feel that stretch for 30 seconds. So stretching is a great thing to do in order to calm the symptoms down. But why has this happened in the first place? Well, again, as I mentioned at the start of the video, these muscles in here, these upper trap muscles, and we have some other muscles like our scalene, sternocleidomastoids, but if we think about it as this bulk of muscle in here, have a tendency to become short and tight and overactive. Now, they become overactive, or as a result of that overactivity, the other muscles, or the other muscles that are doing different things to the shoulder blades, like pulling them down and keeping them in place, become underactive or down-regulated. So these are muscles that we want to actually start recruiting or strengthening up. So these are the muscles that sit on the lower part of our shoulder blade. So what tends to happen is these muscles that hold our shoulder blade in place become weak. These muscles that pull them up become tight, and they win effectively. So what we want to do is strengthen these out. And I want to give you 1 simple exercise in order to do this. Now, what we can do is do an exercise that we often term tees or hitchhikers, where what we're looking to do is take our hands out to the side. We can turn our thumbs up, and then what we can look to do is recruit or pull back our shoulder blades so we recruit those muscles. So if I show you from the side, my hands come up, I'm out to the side, but the important thing is that I'm keeping these shoulders down. What you don't want to do is go into this position, because then we've fired up those muscles again. Keep the shoulders down, and your aim is to pinch your shoulder blades together. And you should be feeling those muscles that are hanging onto the shoulder blades contracting. We can hold that for 10 seconds. We can relax and just repeat that 3, 4, 5, even 6 times, just feeling those muscles contracting, keeping those shoulders down and getting better recruitment. A great way to progress that exercise is to do it laying down. So we can just lay onto our front Again, make sure that those shoulders stay down, that we're switching off those upper trap fibers. Thumbs go up, hence our hitchhiker named exercise, and lift up. Now we're going against gravity, so that becomes a lot harder. We can hold that position and let our arms relax back down. Take a few seconds and repeat. So we really should feel the muscles on the inside of the shoulder blade contracting and being held under pressure. What that's going to do for you as you start to strengthen those or increase the strength throughout them is that over time they'll become stronger, they will win the battle against those upper trap fibers, and these can stay relaxed and stay at their normal level of tension, and ultimately reducing your neck pain. Now, I promise one other tip if you are a desk worker. So really quickly, what I see with a lot of desk workers is that they sit too low at the desk. What then happens? We end up reaching up, working on our keyboards or on our mice. And that again causes these muscles to be overactive. So what we want to be making sure that we're doing is, if when you're at your desk, pop your hands in your lap, bring your hands in line with your elbows without lifting your shoulders. Keep those shoulders down. If that's where your keyboard and mouse are, that's great. But if you find that you actually have to lift even a small amount to get onto that keyboard and mouse, you're sitting too low. Bring that chair up higher. If the chair doesn't go up any higher, put a cushion underneath you so that you can work with your shoulders in a relaxed position. I hope that's been helpful. If it's helpful for you and you think that that's going to bring you some value, then what you can do for me is help me and help others by hitting that like button. And if you think that this is the type of content you want to be seeing more of, then please do hit that subscribe button, because then I will be keeping you up to date on any of the next videos we bring out. But here's another video that we think is going to be helpful for you in your health and well-being journey. See you on the next video.